Position 1 Tiny then. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know if it really matters. They've got like their tricore are all kind of like around the same scaling potential to my mind.
Oh, thank God.
But yeah, it is Ajit Tiny, so let's see what ends up happening. Does look like Broodmother's going to be heading mid.
Oh, thank
Let's swap this overlay real fast. Is this working properly? Yes. Shout outs to Blaze for also creating a... I mean, I could have done it myself, moving this little banner thing, but yeah, all right, now we have the big mini map, so I have no excuses left if I towards any kills in this game. Abed just running straight out on mid lane. Is he just coming up here just to... Is this a power move? Okay, this is just a power move. Run forward, throw your regen on the ground, just who cares?
That's the spirit.
Yeah, Abed's beating his chest a little bit and saying, look, I am not worried about this mid lane matchup. How are these? Okay, do we have... Can I see players' ranks? No, I can't. Oh, shame. Oh, I could actually just pull up the actual SEA leaderboard, but I don't want to miss anything. So we'll just keep eyes on the game here. So just Ajit Tiny, Zephyr on Chen, 1437, Keeper of the Lights, kind of a special of his. In Your Dream on the Broodmother, and Moon Meander on Wraith King. Looking like it's going to be probably 2 bounty runes apiece, but we'll see. Can Moon Meander grab this one? Yes, he can. Fnatic going to go and try and outclick Ajit. He does actually manage to grab it, but he's going to take damage for this. Rolling forward onto him. Zephyr can't really do too much. He is going to go for the send back now. Ajit just getting chased down too much. DJ has opted for the Orb of Venom, so... Alright, Tiny sent all the way back. He is going to have to TP out, but not a huge deal. And it does end up being 3 bounty runes for Tigers. So, nice little start for them. Abed gets the slightly superior block over on the mid lane. And already continuing the psychological warfare. He drops some tips. Yep, Cobble just getting over into the tree. This is actually a pretty solid duel lane. Lots of harassment from the Wraithfire Blast. Keep him spammed up with the Chakra Magic, and even just being able to stun somebody to make it easier to land the Illuminate is a pretty big deal. EJ is already going to steal the wave. Chen, not really anything that he can do, having skilled up the Holy Persuasion at level 1. And DJ, is he also going to take the time to try and block this big camp? Looks like no. So there is going to be a creep here waiting now for Zephyr. But he's just going to start jungling, and it looks like DJ is going to be successful in stealing the wave here. Got to get the Enchantress these early couple of levels just to kind of... Yeah, I don't know. I was about to say to make her more survivable, but I feel like she's still not going to survive all that well if Tiny gets an actual Avatos combo off onto her. So, Ice probably just needs his boots pretty quickly and just try and stay out of the Tiny's grasp as much as he possibly can. But already, lots of harassment up top. 1437 going to pop his salve. Actually, I don't even... Is mid lane even worth watching? I'm not sure. Maybe once the Broodmother gets a couple more levels, but for now I think it's just going to be... These early couple of levels are both of them just farming. DJ trying to grab some more experience down here, but again, like, you know, Earth Spirit, not the most impressive laning hero in the world. He's just kind of sitting in the trees, not doing a ton. But that is what you kind of get when you pick the Enchantress, is the ability to run these slightly roamier position 4s. MP, alright, is it... Well, I like when players do this, to be honest. They just like queue up their entire game plan right from the word go. Moon Meander just throw out a stun while he's Arcane Cursed, so it's going to take a little bit of extra damage, but still got plenty of regen. These skeletons are going to drive Fnatic back. Chen's still really just playing the lane at the moment. I'm kind of interested what the thought process is behind the Chen pick here. They did go for it relatively early on, and then may have decided like, oh hey, we want to do this this Keeper of the Light thing. And I wonder how much let's have a look here. How much Chen have they actually been drafting? So out of the 7 open qualifier games that they have on record on Dota Buff, they did play the 1 game of Chen that I can see. So Broodmother pretty low at mid, but does have the salve. Abed 21 and 2, does already have his bottle picked up. Nice for him. Would be very nice if he could get lucky enough to grab the 4-minute rune. But I don't know if that's going to be quite so easy. Ice, level 3 so far. Ajit. Probably just going to go for some early treads here. Not really a big surprise. Oh. I thought something interesting was happening in mid lane, but... So let's see. So he has 27 last hits, and he's still #1 on net worth as well. Feels like a lot of that is actually just the lane CS for Abed. Storm did receive a little nerf just recently. Remnant damage reduced by 20 on all levels. DJ gonna try for the rollout, but Zephyr gets in front of him, so this is just gonna be some more damage. I don't think it's gonna be a kill. Ice thinks about coming over, but he's also read the situation, kind of realizing that this is not gonna be a kill. DJ's also gonna Fairy Fire. Should be able to get out of here. Needs to pop another roll though, and Zephyr gonna send him packing all the way back to base. That's pretty nice for Tigers, not having to worry about the Earth Spirit on the map for a bit. We'll see if DJ can get back out here in time to be able to contest these bounty runes. Otherwise, it could be pretty one-sided on the bounty rune situation. Abed did manage to grab himself the 4-minute rune, it looks like, getting an arcane. So that's certainly helping out his case. And already starting to head into the jungle a little bit. Much more farmy build, just going for the max stat remnant, it looks like. Oh, and he's coming up here, I guess just farming a little bit and wants the shrine. Could maybe get involved for the bounty rune contest, but looks like it's just going to end up being, again, 3 bounty runes for Tigers, and Jabs does just manage to sneak in here and grab himself 1 bounty rune for his trouble.
I love this part.
Keeper of the Light is taking a little bit of CS on this lane. Ice about to hit that all-important level 6, which is going to be pretty scary, but Chen's still just running some pulls, being a nuisance. Jay rotating through. Doesn't really have the best ganking potential on any of these lanes just yet. So him rolling in now though. They really want Zephyr. Boulder Smash gonna catch both. Ajit's running forward. He's got the Avatar combination. DJ, I don't know if this is the right go. He's just gonna die for free. Zephyr's not even in trouble at all. I don't know if that's a little bit of frustration or what the situation was, but they were not getting anywhere close to getting that kill. It's not like they had spells that they didn't get off, or they just really needed the impetus to be able to do anything there. Abed, okay, continues the rune luck, finds himself a regen. I keep trying to figure out like how good this matchup actually is, the Storm Spirit versus the Broodmother. Because if the lane is tolerable, then Storm is actually pretty decent against Brood in like a broader game context. But if it depends really heavily on, you know, getting a bunch of runes and not getting ganked, then seems like a bit of a dicey counter pick. Of course, it wasn't a counter pick this game. Oh, big zip in up top. Abed pops the regen, doesn't want to lose it. Does get stunned up now. 1437 still dead though. Slightly unexpected rotation from the Storm Spirit. In your dream does have the siege creep here, so this is going to be the tier 1 tower taken at mid. Not the best trade. DJ is going to come in here for a little bit of the experience, but with the tier 1 tower down, in your dream already going to start opening up his way over to these ancients. He's got his medallion already picked up, so yeah, this is very standard Broodmother play. Brood now just going to bounce back and forth between 2 or 3 different ancient camps, along with some other neutrals for like the next 20 minutes. Yeah, probably a game to get an Orchid. Good against the Storm Spirit, good against the Ench. The 2 supports on Fnatic are both just free kills if Brood gets an Orchid as well. Oh, up top, MP in a little bit of trouble. Windmeander's going to get pushed back, but MP's still taking tons of damage.
It's just not.
And oh, Ice dead at bottom. Just a quick Avatos and down he goes. Looks like a little wraparound from the Chen. And as soon as you get slowed down on the Enchantress these days, it just feels like you're done at that point. Windmeander manning up here. He wants this Jabs kill. One more auto attack's gonna do it. He's still alive and he's got the reincarnation ready, so he's not even in that much danger. Should be able to run this one off, it looks like. Do you have a roll? Well, they do have the TJ rotation coming in. Also Abed making his way through. Blast, not going to clip MP. Moon Meander's back up, throws out the stun. DJ waiting with the boulder smash, not going to catch it though. Moon Meander manages to sidestep. 147 looking for another blast. If they can just get a rotation up here, could find one turnaround kill perhaps, but nobody really in a position to do so. Ajit was back at base healing, and yeah, Broodmother TP ganks yeah, Broodmother TPs are not all that effective. So okay, do get a kill. Ends up being a 1-for-1 plus the reincarnation popped. Let's factor that into the equation here. Ice, ice, ice. Yeah, this is Enchantress. Ajit comes straight out to the lane, and then he's immediately down to half HP. And Tiny's tanky, he's got 1500, but still getting forced out of this lane pretty heavily. DJ comes running up onto this high ground. Oh, couldn't quite get the stomp off. Zephyr, I don't know if you want to call that a little bit of a mismicro, but he has been such a problem for DJ this game. Just not letting him move around the map, really applying a ton of pressure. And Tigers looking for their second tier 1 tower of the game, 9.5 minutes in. Fnatic, yeah, I don't even know what plays they have to make here. Oh, steal the Centaur, turn it around, and stomp up the Chen. That was really nice from Ice Ice Ice. If he'd gotten blocked and stunned by the Centaur there, that would have been very unfortunate. Oh, Wraith King dead again up top. DJ rolling forward. Already used the boulder smash. Okay, so they're mostly focusing their attention up on top. Abed is down here looking for the 10-minute runes. So it looks like he is going to be able to secure one of these here. Centaur Stomp is off cooldown, but he dodges it. Ajit comes running in with the Avalanche, but not really getting the damage, splitting it up a little bit. He's got some stick charges, but Abed not going to let him go. Thinks about going in further for Zephyr, but instead just decides, save the mana, go and grab some bounties and keep on farming up. How is this Orchid going for the Broodmother? 1k gold with the 1k gold after the first Oblivion staff, so getting there pretty quickly. Still #1 on net worth for now. MP, how's he going? Yeah, still trying to cobble together his armlet. Not too dissimilar in terms of net worth compared to the Tiny. And Ajit is going to be going for a Shadow Blade this game, as opposed to the Blink. Have a toss, throw Ice 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 back towards the tower. A little bit of extra value there on those tower shots. But there are heroes rotating down here. DJ has not been spotted just yet on this Radiant Observer ward. He's coming down the right-hand side of the lane. Ice, Ice, Ice. I don't know if he has enough mana to get this kill. Jeb's also coming down. That is another thing about Fnatic's lineup. They are not very good at pushing buildings. Like, you know, they can dominate a catapult here and there for Enchantress, or you know, I guess Lifestealer later on will be okay, especially with this build. Like, the Radiance build doesn't really hit buildings that well, but if you're getting kind of the Deso and the AC, then that'll at least help. And I think the Lifestealer is definitely going Deso this game because they want the Roshan potential to be able to get the Aegis on the Storm Spirit. Like, they can tank it with Ice Ice Ice, so if they have the damage, then they can maybe try for a sneaky Aegis, and that could be a big deal. Oh, roll in. They've got the Infest Bomb going. That's going to be Chen down first. Boulder Smash also going to catch onto Ajit, but they don't have any follow-up disables. And Fnatic do really want this bottom tier 1 tower. Looks like Tiger just going to let them have it. Moon Meander working towards his Blink. Getting there. Jab's going to try and grab level 6 up top. Looks like he should be just fine. There is a ton of experience up here. Unless Abed is going to be coming over to tax him. But yeah, in general, everybody just kind of looking for that first round of items. Need the Blink, need the Armlet. Storm wants his Kaya, Broodmother wants their Orchid, which is just about to come up. Yeah, and you can see, I mean, this is just how Broodmother plays. You just set up the webs to be able to farm the Ancients and go from there. It's honestly kind of boring. I'm personally not a very big fan. I kind of miss the days of Invis Broodmother. This whole free pathing nonsense is a bit much. Okay, so they're gonna put MP in the dangerous to farm lane. I think they're gonna give Abed the most premium juicy farm on the map, since he is pretty much the, for all intents and purposes, he is the position 1 this game. They're really hoping that Storm has a good game, and he's doing that just fine so far. Continues to find really good runes. I think this is his third regen of the game. Like, what have we had? We've had 6 runes and like 3 regens, so pretty ridiculous. Smoke gank behind on the mid lane. Earth Spirit can have magnetized backup cooldown soon. They're zipping in. Can they get the Orchid off onto him? Oh, DJ, I bet just playing around with the edge of the range there. If In Your Dream had managed to click that on him, I think he would have been very dead, but... Alright. Tigers gank, not really going to do anything. Still getting some damage on this tier 2. DJ going to come rolling in. In Your Dream already retreating back into the safety of the trees and just going to leave the Spiderlings to do his dirty work. But a 3k net worth lead in Tiger's favor right now. As Jab's also running around here. Needs to be careful while he's standing on the webs, but... yeah, Tiger's kind of playing around their Broodmother for now. And going to be looking for this secondary tier 2 tower. This is so much gold. Especially for the supports. What does Broodmother see up here? Up. Spots the Lifestealer. Oh, Abed came running over. He's got an Invisor and it's not going to be enough to save him. Pops it just in time. Orchid Soulburn, not going to kill him off. He was on Strength Treads, I think, for pretty much the entire thing. But man, this is going to be so much gold for the supports here. Look at this. 1437 already has a Glimmer Cape. Zephyr, I mean, not doing amazingly, but maybe he's got some stuff on the Courier. Yeah, he's just working his way towards the medallion. Yeah, he's got his medallion now, at least. But still, this Glimmer Cape is going to be really annoying for Fnatic to deal with early on here. Do already have a Dust picked up for DJ, so looks like he's kind of all over that. Nice size, just going for a Dragonlance. And Fnatic, for the most part, just seem to be kind of waiting for their moment. They're not in much of a rush. They have been waiting for this Lifestealer Armlet for a little bit. I'm not sure how they match up late game here. I don't think this is a free Storm game necessarily. It's certainly a good Storm game, and yeah, later on he's going to be pretty difficult to deal with, but whether or not this is a game that Fnatic can just say like, all right, we're just going to farm up and the Storm Spirit is the trump card, I'm not so sure. But Fnatic really taking over the Radiant jungle here. Same story, Tigers kind of taking over the Dire side of the map. Poking and prodding at the high ground a little bit. Just going to make somebody come over and respond. There is a nice scan from the Radiant, revealing that DJ is kind of over here in this position. Odd shit. This is going to be the Shadowblade reveal. They're going to try and combo down Ice, and they've got so much damage. Oh, man. 1437, nice position in the trees, and Enchantress just disappears. And with that, Fnatic are going to have to sound their retreat. Heading back out of this jungle and just heading over. Lifestealer, farming up some Ancients. Storm is going back for a Yule Scepter just to help deal with this Orchid. And Bird just going to be going for Diffusal Blade. Yeah, so it's really not a very high action game. 16 minutes, only the 9 kills on the board. Everybody just seemingly content to continue picking up items. Moon Meander going to be going for a Blade Mail here. Ice. Okay, he did just end up... So he decided against going for the Dragonlance. I think he was close, and then now he's just purchased the full hood. When Meander going to jump in, stuns him up. DJ's waiting. He's going to go rolling into the backlines. He gets the silence and comboing onto the Chen for now, but hasn't managed to spread the Magnetize too much just yet. They've already lost the Storm Spirit over on the top side of the map. He's being picked off by the Tiny, and this fight at bottom continues to be okay for Tigers. Moon Meander not going to be brought down. Nice save from the Chen. Now they've still got In Your Dream chasing forward. He's found himself a double kill. He's got a couple more webs, but just going to let Ice and Jabs retreat back. He doesn't have the rest of his team backing him up. And in the end, it is going to be a super successful team fight for Tigers. Moon Meander even jumping forward. Yeah, fortunately, well, Enchant was on cooldown, otherwise he could have maybe purged that off, and that would have been a little bit awkward, but...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright. It's a little bit of an odd draft from Tigers, but it's working out great. Broodmother is owning, 10.2k net worth. Tiny doing great. Storm Spirit dying up top really stings for Fnatic. I think they were just trying to buy time down bottom, but... Did not work out. At least they held the tier 1, but still, losing your position 1 and your position 2, and one more kill across the entire map. Not great. The Wraith King is now more farmed than the Lifestealer. And Fnatic haven't even really been able to utilize the global silence just yet, because they're not even remotely in a position to be able to take an actual team fight. They do have some decent vision in this Radiant jungle, but haven't really been able to play to it for a little bit. They are trying now with the smoke. What can they find? It looks like it might just be Zephyr on the Chen that they killed. Not the target that they really want. They're actually going to zip a little bit further down. They've managed to find Ajit. Can they kill him off? They've now got the dust. He's still surviving. He'll be brought down. Tigers unable to get in there with the sendback or anything to save him. Zephyr not going to get caught here by the boulder smash, but still taking a lot of damage. Wonder Kid running in. DJ in trouble, getting right click down. They do pop the global now. MP fighting up against Moon Meanders. Abed standing his ground. They are going to try and focus down the Brood, and they're doing it. Ice with the impetus shots. Doing more than enough here. This is a really good fight for Fnatic. Zephyr not even going to be able to escape either. Abed looking to run him down. One more touch. And, well, I said Fnatic hadn't successfully ganked to their vision, and there you go. That worked out fantastically. I don't know. TNC just kind of in a weird position. Oh. Alright. And Meander just going to get forced out of here. It's going to be okay. And after that fight, Broodmother probably... I would guess In Your Dream is probably saying, look, let me finish my BKB before we take another team fight here. And it is going to be 3-0. I think for the first time in this game, Fnatic getting an advantage in terms of the bouncer in exchange. So we'll see. I don't know if this is necessarily the part where the Broodmother starts to... Like, I don't think this is where Broodmother falls off, but Tigers do just have to make sure that they play around the item timings a little bit more. And MP, after struggling quite a bit this game, and now on a slightly healthier net worth, has about 2.4k on top of his armlet, and they're just going to keep on going for these infest ganks. Waiting to see somebody at mid. In Your Dream running forward. Long zip in. They're looking for him. Can he make it up onto the opposite high ground? He does. They're using a lot of mana to chase him down, but they still manage to control him and jump a little bit further in to find the Wraith King. Moon Meander now in trouble. Nobody else really here for Tigers. They're just going to leave Moon Meander to die twice. Okay. Lots of gold for Fnatic, and Ice expending his entire mana pool, grabbing a double kill for himself, and is now going to be going back for a Maelstrom. He's got 3k gold. Yeah, this lead is starting to get whittled away at. Tiny with an Echo Saber. I mean, he's pushing a little bit. Okay, so the timing for Tigers definitely has to be this Aghanim Scepter on the Keeper of the Light. That's going to be what gives them the opportunity to break high ground. That's what's going to win fights for them. So that's really what they're kind of waiting for at the moment. Sort of twiddling their thumbs in the meantime and just finding the occasional pickoff. But yeah, the amount of pickoffs that Fnatic are getting is a little bit worrying. Yeah, Storm has his Yules now, so doesn't really have so much to be worried about. For the next little bit, he's safe. So long as he doesn't get killed by Tiny. That's the kind of the only hero at the moment that can properly set up on him. Wraith King could blink right on top of him and maybe get the stun off, but also got to account for the fact that Abed might just be able to Yules. So he's now going back for a Bloodstone. No Orchid for him this game. Doesn't necessarily need it to kill any of the Tiger supports or anything, so I like the Bloodstone choice. Sort of, I want to call it a slightly more carry-esque Storm build. It's more farm. Gonna give him even more late game strength. They jump in, double damage Storm, looking for this kill on the Broodmother, and they're gonna get it. It looks like one more touch. 147 coming in to try and save, but Glimmer Cape a little bit too late, and that's what, three back-to-back deaths for the Brood. He died here, he died here, he died here, and you can kind of start to see why, even if the laning matchup is not great for Storm, and Abed did fine. I think part of that is the runes and whatnot, but Storm is just so good to have against Broodmother in general. Having an insanely mobile hero that can always chase her over cliffs and find her in trees is incredibly useful. And yeah, the Fnatic warding is just being good. These wards over here won them this team fight pretty much. This ward over here gets them this pick off. And it's Tigers' turn to have all of these deep wards, but not really utilizing them in any meaningful way. If you look at their vision, there's this big band in the middle all through the river, which is actually where Fnatic are playing at the moment. They're not playing on their own side of the map. And yeah, that's kind of scary. Ice getting run at here. Alright, I'll do it with the Avatar's combination. Can they finish this kill? Silence him, nukes. Alright. Takes all 3 cores, but they get it. Fnatic still thinking about taking a fight here, but there weren't any big spells really expended on the Tigers side, so gonna decide against going for it. It's only 38 seconds until Ice is back, so they could still just wait around in this area and maybe bait for some bounty runes or something. Lifestealer, what's he got? MP actually picking up a very early basher here, which is pretty interesting. I thought for sure we would see Deso or something along those lines, but no, basher are now going to be going back for a Manta style. Suppose just to help against the Orchid primarily. There's some other stuff to dispel and Manta dodge, but it does very much seem like it's focused on that Orchid. Jab's trying to get a 4-staff. More infest ganks. Big zip in. They're going to spot the Broodmother once again. Abed locks him down, but MP's not there with the damage. In Your Dream also managing to avoid the boulder smash. Having to scatter here. He's got his BKB on its way. It's on the courier right this second. Okay, so BKB gets delivered. He's going to be a little bit more confident in this next fight, but we'll see if it's going to be enough for them to win it.
Stupendous.
Tigers just retreating. Where's this Ags? Okay, they've got Ags. They've got daytime for 2.5 minutes. If this is not the timing for Tigers, then I don't know what they do. They got the Ags. They've got the BKB. It is starting to look like this is a game that Storm Spirit is going to be very difficult to play against in. So I still don't think the clock is 100% ticking, because I don't know if Fnatic have, like, you know, the Lifestealer late game is going to be... Actually, he's going to be quite good. He's up against a Wraith King and a Tiny, so he's always going to be pretty value. Ice once again the target down here at bottom, and just getting destroyed by those auto attacks from Ajit. Oh man. I guess they do have the Silver Edge now, so it makes it just a little bit easier. Over at mid lane, though, once again, MP and Abed jumping in, and In Your Dream brought down. And have got not enough to save him. And they'll keep taking that trade. Fnatic will gladly give away Ice if it keeps giving them opportunities against the Broodmother. And it's looking like this first daytime with the Aghanim Scepter is now going to be cut a little bit short. They need to wait 40 seconds for their Brood. So they're not going to have that much of a window. Abed jumping in. Jid going to get dusted. They are focusing onto him. He's pretty tanky, so still surviving. Global Silence going to get popped. Moon Meander jumping in, doing what he can. Hasn't popped the Blade Mail just yet. Now it goes in a little bit late. Abed still dodging out of the way of the Avalanche. Tiny about to drop. They get the net onto the Storm. He's out of mana. He does have the Bloodstone Suicide, but I don't think he even needs to use it, because there just isn't any damage. DJ rolling away. MP also on the run out of here. Storm Spirit getting locked down, but who's actually going to kill him? They buy back on Ajit. They really want this Abed Storm Spirit, but he's just going to deny himself. 1, 4, 3, 7. Not even bringing in the Tiny. He brought in the... Did he bring in the Chen? After that buyback? Okay, well, they bought back on their position... Well, position 1, quote unquote. Storm Spirit's back up now. Abed is not dead for that long, but Tiger's still going into the Roshan pit. They've got tons of heals, they've got the Vampiric Aura, and they've got the Illuminate to sustain them, so they're not really going to take too much damage here, but they're also not taking the Roshan very quickly. Earth Spirit only has the 1 stone, however, they are going to jump onto 1437 first. They find him and bring him down. No more Illuminate heals for this fight. In Your Dream, manning up against the Lifestealer, but MP is actually still surviving just fine. However, now as Ajit comes in, he gets bursted down. Abed waiting on the high ground, now jumping over towards the Tiny. This fight is getting split up, and Tigers not playing together. Abed just waiting to get the zip in. Broodmother getting locked down even further, and that will be yet another death for In Your Dream. Ajit thinks about going onto Ice, but think that would cost him his life if he did do so. And now Fnatic are going to be the ones to run over into the pit. Do they have a sentry ward down on the Fnatic side? Looks like perhaps not. Ajit. Oh. Alright, just going to get sent back. The TP scroll is off cooldown, but this is going to be an Aegis for Abed. He's been hard enough to deal with so far, and now he's got the Aegis on top of that. For the first time this game, the net worth is going to be in Fnatic's favor, about 2k, a 2.5k experience, and Tigers. What do they really have coming up? Moon Meander going to be going for a Heaven's Halberd, certainly going to be very helpful against the Enchantress. Tiny is going for a BKB. Well, he started on a BKB, but then also queued up a Blink Dagger. So Ajit, maybe feeling that he's lacking a little bit of mobility, or that the Shadow Blade is not enough in this situation. And yeah, Broodmother no longer #1 on net worth. That's the other thing about Brood. She's kind of similar to heroes like, I guess, AM or Alchemist in some ways, where Chen coming in to try for the D-ward. Zephyr is going to get it, but going to pay for it with his life and 2 int. Not fun at all. Would not be at all surprised to see Fnatic maybe even grabbing a gem in the next little bit. They could just put that over on the Storm. And Abed, yeah, he's been, I don't know what, I need to go back and look at this replay to see exactly what Fnatic have been doing in terms of rune control, but it just feels like Abed has had every single rune this game. He had a double damage to kill the Brood over here. He had a regen to kill the Caudal over here. He's had a regen for farm. He's had a couple of arcane runes. He's jumping in again here. They're going to force the BKB out of In Your Dream, but I don't know if they can actually take this fight. The bastions are coming in from MP, and In Your Dream, he can't actually do this. He's forced to back away. Ajit, they do manage to swipe down DJ, but Abed is still just going for it. At least a little bit of healing coming in now. There is the silence from the global. Broodmother being saved, but one more touch from Ice is going to do it. He gets a double with the impetus shots. They're chasing MP on the other side. He is armlet toggling for dear life, trying to heal a little bit, but will be brought down. Moon Meander jumped upon. Yules to control him. He's dead. Does not have enough mana for the reincarnation, so fortunately he'll be able to keep that cooldown, but in the end, it is going to be a 3 for 2 with a buyback thrown in there. Fnatic still looking just fine. Abed, even after Bloodstone denying himself on mid lane, is already back up to 18 charges. And Fnatic have just been really in control of these last couple of fights. Just looking at the graphs down here, this is all Fnatic territory. And this next daytime is, I guess, really going to have to be it for Tigers. Ice, now completing his Hurricane Pike, so his damage just continues to scale up and up and up. And it feels like Tiger's damage is not really going anywhere. Wraith King's not really scaling that much in terms of items. Tiny also kind of hitting a little bit of a wall. I feel like I talked about their earlier, I talked about their Tricore being like capable, but they're actually all a little bit, or at least 2 out of their 3 heroes are a little bit weird in terms of how they scale with farm. And Broodmother, like I said before, is also kind of similar to like Alk and AM. You really need to have a net worth lead. You need to have an item lead over your opponents, because you have abilities that don't really do that much for a right-clicking hero, right? Like Spinweb is okay, but Spawn Spiderlings is really not doing anything at this stage of the game. You know, you can compare that to a hero that has a lot of innate sort of right-click, like Lifestealer with Feast or anybody with a crit, that kind of thing. You're going to have that one item ahead of them. Moon Meander going to be the first one into the front lines here, but Abed jumps past. Who's he looking for? Hasn't been able to find 1, 4, 3, 7. They're going to burn a bunch of Storm's mana, but he's still got that Aegis. Mana leak is troublesome. Ajit thinking about going in. He is being spotted by this sentry, though. Okay, we got a gem on 1437. This is the all-in timing, right? You got 3.5 minutes. Gotta go make something happen.
Radiant's top tower.
Fnatic's still able to just constantly pressure in these lanes, and Need Moon Meander here because he's the big initiator, but they've already jumped in. 1-4-3-7 in trouble. Can they save his life? Keeper of the Light getting dropped down low. They will be able to do it. That's the Aegis claimed in your dreams, popping everything that he's got, and now just right clicking over onto DJ. They're going to pop the global as the Storm Spirit comes back up, so they can't lock him down, and Abed can just do his job. He's sitting up on the high ground. Nice two-man boulder smash from DJ. Moon Meander running forward with the Blade Mail active. They've lost the Broodmother, and everybody else on Fnatic looking like they're going to be able to get out. I say get out, but actually Fnatic are charging forward now. They take the first life out of the Wraith King. DJ with another boulder smash. He's got no rocks left at this stage, but still doing fine in this fight. 1-4-3-7 with the blast, helping to keep Ajit alive. Abed, oh, just barely alive. Will be able to retreat back. Is he going to come back for this Bloodstone charge? Yeah, he's going to come back for the Bloodstone charge. Fnatic work him down. Nice, nice, nice. Low on mana, but still plenty of HP, and all 3 cores on Tigers taken out. Chen, not really a whole lot that he could do in that fight except just sit on the sidelines and watch, and yeah, it's looking like Fnatic at this point are pretty firmly in control of these team fights. Of course, a big part of that was that they had the Aegis on the Storm Spirit. Abed was able to do a ton of damage in the fight, and sorry I missed the fight recap there, guys, but you can imagine what it looked like. It was Tigers not getting any gold at all, and Fnatic probably picking up at least a couple thousand. Now a 7k lead. And I don't know what Tigers do. They do not have a glyph. Moon Meander, no ultimate. And without Tiny, I don't know if they have the damage to really find any of these kills. But this game is really just kind of being the Abed show. Like, I don't know. DJ's made some big plays in these last couple of team fights, but it's not the usual, like, DJ roams around and wins multiple lanes and completely crushes the game kind of situation. Nice, nice, nice. Just going to be going for a Lotus. This well, helps immensely against the Mana Leak. Needs it against the Blinding Light as well. And the Orchid also from the Broodmother. At the very least, looks like Tigers did manage to hang on to their gem after that fight, so that's good news. But it's about to be nighttime, and Storm Spirit has a Hex. Yeah. Very scary. They've at least got the map control. There's hardly any vision for Fnatic, but they're just chilling inside of their base. They only got the tier 3, did not get the full lane of racks. They still don't really push buildings all that quickly, but if they just keep winning team fights like this, they shouldn't have too many problems. They still got to be careful, especially while Abed doesn't have Aegis and he doesn't have BKB. Because if he just gets jumped, then I don't know if they can win a team fight at that point. Alright. Yeah, as soon as it becomes nighttime, Tigers forced to retreat back, and Fnatic able to press forward a little bit more, start getting some dewarding done. They've got a gem of their own on the Storm. Lifestealer just going to be going for an AC now, has already completed that Manta style, so everybody has the dispels that they need for the Mana Leak, for the Blinding Light. Yeah, that Lotus Orb is also done for Enchantress. Zephyr just wants his Solar Crest. 36 minutes in, poor guy. Not having a very fun time. Even Jabs has got quite a bit of gold. 4 staff and another 2.1k towards a Lotus Orb. Roshan gonna be up in about 5 seconds time, which is a bit of bad luck for Tigers that it doesn't respawn during the daytime for them, but I guess pretty much no matter what, it was always going to be, yeah, it was always going to be a nighttime respawn in this situation. That's an Aegis and Cheese waiting, and Tigers, can they contest this? We saw before that they were completely unable to fight against the Aegis Storm, and that was before Abed had this Hex. His mana regen is through the roof at this point. That's what, yeah, 80 something on int treads. Moon Meander just going for an eggs.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
And they are going to be giving the Aegis over to the Lifestealer this time around. I guess I'm a little bit surprised that they don't give it over to Abed, but He is pretty damn tanky. 2.9k HP on strength treads. Not going to be easy to bring down. Tiny, he's got his BKB. Ajit still wants that blink. Broodmother thinking about going back for defusal. The item progression on this Broodmother has just completely stalled. That's the other thing that's a little bit difficult about Brood, is if your team is the one that's in control of the game and is in control of the map, then you get to pick exactly which section of the map you're going to be farming and just cover that with webs. But if the game is a little bit more dynamic than that and things are going back and forth, this is what you end up seeing. Broodmother is not on her webs, just kind of slowly skittering around trying to farm camps, but Broodmother's farm rate is very much dependent on your team having map control. So in your dream, just falling further and further behind, and Fnatic with a bunch of granite golems just coming straight up onto the high ground. Oh man. Everybody looking very tanky as a result. Moon Meander thinking about the blinking, is going to go for it. Who's he found? Nice Lotus Orb reflection from the Enchantress. Moon just getting worked down. He does manage to get the Heaven's Helper down. That's going to buy him another couple of seconds. The X comes in. That's going to be life number 1. They're focusing on the edge. Can they burst her down? Ice almost dead. They've popped both of their BKBs to get this. Now looking for more. Abed stunned, but MP still pressing forward. They've got the range drag, and now the BKBs are wearing out. That was Abed's opportunity. That's what he's been waiting for this entire time. They do still manage to save with the blinding light pushback, but they haven't been able to get Fnatic off of the lane of Rax. This is exactly why they put the Aegis on the lifestealer. They just wanted him to be able to see she's difficult to go on. He's healing up the entire time. Looks like they might be able to grab the Aegis though. DJ with the boulder smash opens up a tiny bit more space, and Fnatic, all right, looks like they are just gonna have to call it a day. So melee back's gonna heal back up. There is some vision inside of the base that 1437 will be able to come over here and deward pretty quickly. Yeah, come on. And it is just about to be daytime, so I would imagine for Fnatic it's back to farm stations. Finish this BKB, maybe finish the AC on the lifestealer, and then go and make another attempt. Or they might feel that they really need to use this Aegis, so maybe they'll still go during the daytime. Kind of depends on whether or not they see the Coddle. If they see the Coddle and they kill him, easy fight. If the 1437 manages to have good positioning and isn't brought down, then it's going to get tough. And 1437 is actually going for a Hex. I don't know where he got all this money, but, well, probably just from blasting out waves to defend the base. But,
Radiant are scanning.
Okay. Going for a smoke. For Fnatic, not for Fnatic, for Tigers heroes over here. Jumping in, the spot jabs. Might just leave him for dead. Ice is coming over. Bit of damage on the Moon Meander. They're fighting right on top of the shrine. Abed spots the Keeper of the Light, and he knows that he wants him dead. He's going to pop the 10-second BKB just to ensure it. One more auto attack does it. More Bloodstone charges being stacked up for him. Broodmother doesn't have BKB anymore, so she's just way too vulnerable. Now brought down. Moon Meander loses life number 1. Ajit, one touch. Couldn't quite get it from MP, so he will be able to TP out. Moon also going to try for the TP, but there are too many interrupts for that one. And that is going to end up being a, what, 3-for-1 fight. They get the silencer, but don't even scratch anybody else. Storm Spirit doing whatever he wants. And Fnatic now marching down mid lane. Probably going to force out some buybacks here. There is also a Radiant Glyph, so might not be a full 2 lanes, but I don't think Fnatic are going anywhere. DJ only 2 stone remnants left, but I don't know how many. Probably doesn't need too many more to close out this game. And I still push. They push comedically slowly, but still. Are they even going to be forced to use these buybacks? It looks like maybe not. They've still got the glyph. Abed's jumping in. He saw 147. He's got the bloodlust, and he brings him down. Mega kill streak. Looks towards Ajit. Needs to save this last little bit of mana to be able to escape. Back he goes. Backdoor protection is actually re-engaged. Alright. Backdoor protection plus glyph. They're going to have their Broodmother soon, but still no Coddle for 80. Fnatic a little bit low on mana, but Abed is just regenning up so much with his 28 Bloodstone charges. And he's got the cheese. Aegis is going to get reclaimed, but Tigers, what can they actually do? Oh, the immediate Hex on the Moon Meander as he tries to blink in. He does have a second life. Ajit looking for his opportunity. They're going to try and go for Abed. It looks like Ajit pops his BKB, but he's still forced to just turn tail and run. In Your Dream also popping BKB, but they're just getting kited. DJ with the boulder smash onto Moon. Now they go in with the global silence. No way to protect him. Heaven's Halberd not even close to saving his life there. And Fnatic, one more pickoff, one more lane of racks. Tigers with the never say die attitude are going to keep buying back and trying to fight this, but they're just really not making any progress at all. Moon Meander blinks in, but once again, instantly Hex. Getting right click down. He's got 2 seconds to go on the reincarnation, but he dies just beforehand. That was less than a second left on the reincarnation. Poor Moon Meander. Abed's now inside of the fountain looking for more kills. Broodmother brought down one more time. DJ is going to end up losing his life. The GG has been called, and Fnatic are going to be taking game 1 here. I don't know. You last pick Brood.